gently. Hey guys, Abner Miranda here. Welcome out to the range. I made a notation for this video that when I just came upon it, I was like, yeah, got to do that video. Definitely got to do that video. The notation says, yes, you can expect to get shot for something as simple as pepper spray or even a fist. Assumption of intent or capability is never acceptable. All right, I'll take those one at a time. Having been pepper sprayed in police academy and knowing what that stuff did to me, there are varying levels of pepper spray. The stuff you get from the automotive store, that's crap, don't bother. The stuff you get from a police supply warehouse, yeah, that's the real deal. Well, guess what? That stuff is, if you know how to dig for it, you can easily find it online. So what I'm saying to you is, having been pepper sprayed with real deal military / law enforcement grade pepper spray, I know what it does to me, and it's ugly. Just look up some video footage of the stuff, and it's really quite comical. It'll shut you down. It will shut you down. So I now know that if someone even pulls a pepper spray bottle and does this, basically if they're holding, you know, we're gonna make believe this is a pepper spray. If they're holding a pepper spray bottle and they do this in my direction, they're getting shot. If they're inside of this range, they're getting shot. Because I've been trained on how to get the pepper spray from there to here using the wind. The wind is blowing this way right now. So guess where I'm aiming? Whoop, I'm aiming over there. And enough pepper spray is gonna come this way. If that's me and this is a bad guy, and I aim like this, that pepper spray is coming over here. So if the tables are turned and that bad guy knows what he's doing, and I get pepper spray in my face, I'm done. So that dude's getting shot. Now, based on what I just said there, now let's cover the other part. Assumption of intent. Assumption of intent or capability is never acceptable. Okay, so based on what I just said, that guy knows what he's doing with pepper spray. Assumption that the pepper spray that he has is not valid pepper spray is not an assumption that I am able to make to put my life on the line. That's not an assumption I want to make to put my life on the line. My intent, his intent is also not an assumption that I'm willing to make. His intent meaning he just wants my watch. He just wants my debit card, right? The assumption of what his intent is. Society has been programmed. We have been programmed to be docile sheep, to think that we have to be patient and kind and loving to everyone. Oh, I just realized how I'm going to close this video. Do not assume the intent of the person who's after you. In fact, now there is prima facie evidence across the United States of America, video proof that the intent of criminals is death and dismemberment of anyone and everyone. That's the assumption that you can make. So, going back to the original thing, empty hand, bat, truncheon, pipe, pepper spray, handful of gravel, clenched fists, all of those can get you shot. All of them. And any first year law student worth their salts knows how to make that argument stick. And there's so much case law that has set precedent on this stuff anyways. This is what I'm going to leave you with, and I'm going to take all this stuff off because I want you guys to look at my face when I say it. We've all heard the term turn the other cheek. When Jesus was talking about turning the other cheek, people, I don't know when it began to be misused, but it's been misused. And it wasn't until just a few months ago that I actually learned why it specifically says, and I'm going to have to paraphrase because I don't fully remember, if someone strikes you on the left cheek, offer them then your right, something to that effect. There's a specific reason that Jesus first talked about the left cheek, then he talked about the right cheek. Okay, let's say that you and I are two people talking, and I come upon you and I strike you on your left cheek. In the Jewish culture, Jesus was Jewish, in the Jewish culture, the left hand is considered evil. which is why to be on the left to be on the left hand of God is considered evil. If you're on the right, it's considered good. How ironic that the Democrat Party is and the Republican Party is the right, but as I've said in previous videos, there is no longer a left or a right. There is now good versus evil. So anyways, in the Jewish culture, left is considered evil. Well, for me to strike you on your left cheek, I would then have to do what? I would then have to strike you open-handed, to strike you on your left cheek, right? But if I'm facing you and I were to strike you like this is a strike of a master to a servant or a slave. This is a strike of a peer. Remember, in the Jewish culture, you don't begin that fight. You don't begin the fight of, you don't begin the strike of peer to peer with the backhand. You begin that strike, hey, wake up, right? To get your friend to snap out of it. Snap out of it. Open-handed, right hand to the left cheek. If I strike you on the left cheek this way, then I have basically said, you're nothing but a slave, you're nothing but the goo on the bottom of my sandals. And what Jesus was saying to those around him when he was preaching this, what he was really saying was that, turn the other cheek, let them hit you here. No, what he was saying was, make the person that struck you identify who you are to them. Because once again, if you are struck on the left cheek, and it is a backhanded strike from someone that you thought was a peer, you then stand and offer them your right. Because guess what? To strike you on the right cheek, now they may have to backhand this way or do this. The point is, he's trying to make that person, the person that did the striking, identify who you are to them. You notice how the tables are totally turned now that I'm explaining this to you? So it isn't let them beat you on the left, let them beat you on the right. It is if they strike you on the left, to make them fully identify who you are to them. Make them say, I am your master, or I am your equal. I am striking you and beating you, or I am smacking you to wake you up out of your apathy, out of your whatever mental state that you're in. Notice how everything changes in that description? So that's been used against Christians to make us think that somehow we need to just take all the abuse that's heaped on us and just keep giving more and giving more and giving more. That's not the case at all. If someone strikes you on the left, offer them then your right. You're not supposed to be a doormat. I've said this before, and I'm going to close this video with this. There is no longer the left, there is no longer the right. All that is left now. Let me be clear. There is no longer Democrat Party, there is no longer Republican Party. All there is now is good versus evil, because the Democrat Party and the Republican Party are nothing but abstractions of evil to keep America pointing fingers at one another or voting across party lines to get things done. But in reality, what we're really dealing with is good versus evil, and you are the prize in the middle. You are what God wants more than anything else. The majesty of Jesus Christ's creation in you is what the devil wants to destroy. So what I say to you is, make that leap based on what I've just said. You think you can make a safe assumption as to what this guy's intent is? If evil is what's in his heart? Whether he's empty-handed, a pipe, a stick, a bat, chain, rope, empty fist, walking in your direction, whatever the case may be. There are arguments for every single one of those cases, including nothing but a clenched fist. MMA fighters, as a cop 21 years ago in the police academy. Remember, this is before September 11th, 2001. In January of 2000, when I was in academy, even then we were taught, some dude comes at you, you issue a command. If he continues coming, obviously, if possible, go through your use of force matrix, but if you can't, you're gonna have to drop that dude. Because MMA, even then, had already become such a finely honed skill that we already, 21 years ago, had video footage of cops being climbed up on by MMA fighters and being dropped with nothing but bare hands. That assumption is no longer valid. Bare hands, sorry, commands are given, you keep coming, that's it. Now, that's for a police officer. For a civilian, duty to retreat might come into play there. But remember, if your back is against the wall and you have nowhere else to go, do what you got to do to make it out alive. I do these videos to hopefully give you guys moments of pause and make you think about things in a manner that you may not have thought about before. America's changing dramatically. It's to such a degree that now, quite literally every few days, America dramatically, not even slightly, dramatically changes. You need to be living with your head up. And I don't mean up your butt, I mean head up, eyes up, looking around you, because America's changing rapidly. As always, I thank you guys for watching. God bless you all. Get those guns out and practice. Have a good one.